bookworms, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Stacy. So I thought today I would do something a little bit different. I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for my viewers to get to know me. So today I'm going to be doing the Newbie Booktube Tag. I don't know who the original creator of this video is. I just happened to find it on Booktube. I should have written down the information. I apologize for that. But anyways, there's about 13 questions here. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm trying to read the questions. So the first question is, what is your name? Easy question. Stacy. It's in my channel name, which is Stacy Loves to Read. Question number 2, where are you joining us from? Now, many of you have already guessed this, and kudos to you guys for figuring it out. I didn't think it was that obvious, but I come from this very awesome kick-ass country by the name of Canada. And contrary to popular belief, no, I do not live in an igloo. No, I do not ride a moose to work. And no, I do not have a pet beaver. But in all seriousness, I do come from a small little town in Ontario, Canada. I'm actually located pretty close to the US border. I've lived here all my life. Born and raised. I am very patriotic. I love my country, so don't even try to say anything negative about it. But anyways, question number 3 is, what type of books do you read? Pretty much all my life I have read mystery thrillers. I guess the reason for that is I like something that's going to pull me in, be a page turner, something I can't put down, and I think I've just kind of been stuck in that genre. And if you watch any of my other videos before, you will know that I'm trying to open myself up to new genres. Okay, and question number 4 is, what is the last book you read? Okay, and the last book I've read is actually A Monster Calls, and this is the first book I've chosen to read for my birthday reading project. I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on it yet. You'll have to wait for my April wrap-up. I'll try and leave you in a little bit of suspense, wondering what I thought. And question number 5 is, what are you reading at the moment? Unfortunately, I don't have it on me right now, but I am reading The Wicked Deep. I think maybe 25 pages in. I'm kind of hoping to get some more time to read it today. Question number 6, do you prefer paperback or hardcovers? I actually like both. I don't prefer one over the other. If it's a book that I know I want to keep on my shelf, I will try and purchase it in hardcover. If it's one that I don't think I'm going to keep and that I'm probably going to donate, chances are I'll just buy the paperback version. Question number 7, do you prefer ebooks or physical books? Okay, so for the longest time I was set on physical books. My husband tried to get me to read on my tablet, and I fought him every step of the way until I read my first book on my iPad. And then I was actually hooked on that, and I didn't want to read a physical book. And I am the type of person who loves to read in the tub. I didn't want to take my iPad in there because I was afraid I was going to drop it. And to be honest, it's a lot of money to replace it. So then I started getting back into physical copies. So right now I actually, I go back and forth between two, so chances are I'm reading more than one book at a time. Yeah, so to answer that question, I prefer both. Question number 8. What book or series got you into reading? To be honest, that is a really tough question for me. I have been a reader basically all of my life. I can remember being a kid and reading a lot. But some of the series or books that I did read when I was younger, I was big into the Babysitters Club. And I'm sure my younger viewers won't know what I'm talking about, but maybe some of my older ones will. I was also really big into the Nancy Drew books. And I think that was simply because when I was younger, my friends were reading them too, so that got me started on it. And I also have a memory of being a kid and going with my best friend to the bookstore and looking at all the R.L. Stine books. For us, those were really big. We were really into those. So yeah, those are basically the books that I remember reading as a kid. And like I said, I've been reading all my life, so I'm sure it was one of those that kept me going into reading. Question number 9. How did you discover Booktube? Now, this is actually an interesting answer, at least I think it is, because I didn't know anything about Booktube. I just discovered it basically September of 2017. But like I said earlier in some of my other videos, I was really into mystery thrillers and I found myself in a slump. I never knew what to read next. I knew at that point that as much as I liked mystery thrillers, that I did want to try something else. I wanted to find another book that I was going to love that wasn't necessarily in that particular genre. But I was always stuck on what to read next, and I think I just one day just did a Google search, and I just searched what books to read next. And I think that's when I stumbled across a YouTube video, and I believe it was put out by Books and Lala. I'm sure many of you know who she is. Definitely one of the more popular booktubers. So I watched that very first video, and then I started to see all these other recommendations, and so I started watching them. And then before I knew it, I went from having basically no books to read to having, over 200 books. Question number 10. What challenges do you think you will be facing now that you started a channel? I think for me, one of the big challenges is going to be time. Many of you don't know this about me, but I am actually self-employed. If you're self-employed, you'll probably totally understand this, but it definitely takes up a lot of my time. Yeah, a lot of my time is dedicated to my business. That's how I pay my bills. So yeah, the biggest challenge for me is going to be time management. I have already struggled with it, and I think it's only going to get worse now that I'm heading into my busy season. My goal was to put out 2 videos a week, and if you've been following me right from the very beginning, you'll know that hasn't happened. I've been struggling to put out 1 video a week. So for me, it's just going to be an adjustment and just learning how to manage my time better. Another challenge that I think I'm going to face, and I probably didn't realize this until after I created my channel, but that's just some of the cruel and hateful comments. Now, I was told that BookTube is a very welcoming community, and don't get me wrong, it is. I believe that 99% of the people out there have been very welcoming. I went into this thinking, my very first video I put out, that nobody's gonna like it. I'm going to get all these thumbs down and it's just gonna be a total flop. And to be honest, it's been doing better than I expected. But what I wasn't really expecting was some of the hate comments that I received. And I'm not talking about the people who say, maybe do this in your video, or maybe you can improve here. I'm talking about the people who think they know me and right off the bat have judged me. I'm referring to one in particular. I had more than one, but just recently I had one that blew my mind, and it was just somebody who had judged me and thought they knew who I was. I'm sorry, it still bothers me. Again, I said I'm a sensitive person. I'm not going to repeat what they said, but it's the fact that somebody can see your video for the first time and already judge you. And the worst part about it was that their comment was the farthest, but their comment was the furthest thing from the truth. I kind of knew that if you put anything out on social media, you're just leaving the door open to be judged. And there's no way around that. People are always going to judge. But I think what was upsetting was the things that they said. How can you make this judgment call on me and think you know what my beliefs are in life based on a video where I talk about books? I mean, you don't know me. Almost a week ago, and I still find it upsetting. I've since then deleted the comment. I've deleted other hateful comments. I am a person who tries to stay away from negativity. I know there'd be people out there who wouldn't like my videos, and that's fine. Nobody's gonna... It's impossible that everybody's going to like it, and I get that. But I didn't prepare myself. I wasn't prepared for some of the hateful comments. So for me, They're gonna happen, I get it. I've seen other booktubers talk about it. But for me, it'll be just learning to ignore those people, forget about their comments. Time to move on. Okay, and question 11 is, what inspired me to start my channel? So like I said before, how I got started watching booktube, but I was watching all these videos and I was getting all these great ideas on these really awesome books to read and all these books that were getting rave reviews, and these people actually helped me to discover new books. And to be honest, I want to be able to help others too. My goodness, I'm gonna cry again. See, I'm a very sensitive person. I've always been the type of person who wants to help others, so I want to be able to return that favor that other booktubers have given to me. That again, like they've helped me find, you know, my next read, or they've helped me discover all these amazing books that I probably would never have realized were out there without them telling me. To be honest, I guess the other reason, I probably should have mentioned this in the last question, but the other reason I wanted to start a channel is I don't really have anybody in my life right now who is an avid reader like me, so I don't really have anybody else to talk to about it. My mom reads every once in a while. Some of my friends read the odd book here and there, but they're not avid readers like I am. So I'm actually kind of hoping that starting my own channel, I will meet new friends and I'll have people to talk to about these books that I've read, because trust me, my husband does not want to hear it. Start talking to him about books, I'll put him to sleep just like that. Question 12. When did you start reading? Now for me this is a very tricky question because I honestly don't remember. I know I was a kid. Like I said before, the books that I was reading, Sisters Club, Nancy Drew, I mean those, yeah, they're old. Like me, I'm old. But yeah, they're older books. I can't remember exactly when. I don't know exactly how. I don't know if I was reading before I was in school, if my parents got me involved, or if it's just something I picked up while I was in school because that's what my friends were doing. I don't know. It's a really tough question. I just know I was a very young age. Okay, the last question, question 13. Where do you like to read? Basically, I can read anywhere, but my favorite spot, like I said before, is reading in the tub. And I know some of you might think that's a little odd. Maybe you don't, I don't know. But I think I like to read in the tub because it actually really separates me from any distractions. I can be downstairs on my couch reading, and my tablet is sitting right beside me. I'm more likely to put the book down and say, you know, go on Facebook or go on YouTube, whatever. When I'm in the tub, I don't have that distraction. I have a big chair in my living room, and I like to sit in that chair and read. But again, I can basically read anywhere. You know, if I'm waiting for an appointment, I can read in the vehicle if I have to. I can read on the plane. I can, wherever. I'm pretty good at tuning out noises and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy reading anywhere. So that's all I have for you today. Quickly gonna apologize for crying, but anyways, it is what it is. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!